team.
Now I get it. Now I understand why that's important. We're going to take another break. We're very, very fortunate to have the Joomla users group with us. Mark Dexter, Rob Kowalski. Now this is not all of the Joomla users groups, but certainly several of them. Rob Kowalski, Troy Anderson, and Michael McGinn are with us talking about Joomla, an open source software. If you want to learn more about it, it's a content management system. Go to joomla.org or go to, even better, the local users group here, which is joomlaseattle.org. And there's even another one if you're over on the east side. Let's go to the next click. Oops, that's not the one. But the east side one, we will be getting it up a little bit later. So, okay, we went ahead and put it up on the screen, and it was LAMP. Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. What in the world does that mean to me? And why does that make my life better?
Kind of like the MVC topic, LAMP means the platform is using some industry standards for the web server, the place the site's going to sit on. It's going to use Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. What may be relevant there to the end user is basically every hosting company that exists on the internet is going to use a LAMP stack, they would call it. So this site will be able to be run on most any hosting company out there. You're not going to have to worry about finding a place to put your website.
If you wanted to build your website on your home computer first before putting it on the internet, you'll have to read up on LAMP. And that's an acronym for Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. And,
I mean, do I have to be like a genius to be able to do this?
You don't have to know anything about that.
This is a good thing.
No, you don't have to know anything. The one thing you should know about that is that that group of programs powers the great majority of websites around the world. So It's the most widely used, from the largest websites to the smallest. It's the most widely used bundle of programs to power websites.
So LAMP, Linux, we were talking before the show. Linux, if you do anything with Apple, you're likely to have some Linux in there, right?
Yeah, OS X is based on
the terminal. If you're a power user and you need to do anything on the command line, that is experiencing Linux very directly.
Yeah. Even Microsoft, in some ways, there's some Linux in there too. Is that right?
Microsoft is a contributor to Joomla. Microsoft has signed the Joomla Contributors Agreement, and we have a version of Joomla that runs on Microsoft Internet, IIS, whatever that stands for, and SQL Server. So Microsoft is a partner with Joomla.
Wow. By the way, I just wanted to go ahead and get up the BellevueJoomers.org, BellevueJoomers.org. So if you're over on the east side, right there is is a users group for you. Okay, Information Week. It's a review of Joomla 1.6. It boosts some business-friendly features. It says, despite success that Joomla has had in the past, it had a few major weaknesses, especially when it came to user management and access permissions. Michael, you've developed some sites in 1.6, and you say, yeah, it's fixed.
I really like the access control lists, ability to give me granular control over who sees what on my website.
Granular control.
Granular control.
That's means more than four letters. So.
Sorry. Just means that when Joe user logs in, he sees only what Joe user is supposed to see. And when the public comes by the site, they don't see that because they're not logged in. We're at Joomla 1.5. You had very limited amounts of ways you could set your site up to do that, but with 1.6, you're unlimited in what you can do.
In Joomla, can I set up a site that takes donations?
Certainly.
Yes.
Is it easy?
Yes.
Very easy.
Can I set up a site that has a shopping cart if I wanted to sell my trinkets?
Yeah, there are thousands of sites, probably hundreds of thousands of Joomla sites that have that.
You'll have to add an extension for a shopping cart, but
Thank
that's
you for
also
saying
free.
that, because I wanted to talk about extensions. What is an extension? I mean, when I think of an extension, I think that's the last three letters on some kind of something that I have.
In Joomla, an extension is a piece of software that you're going to add onto your site that will extend the functionality. For example, we've got two projects we're working on right now, one in Denmark, where someone wants to make a clone of Groupon. Many people know what Groupon is. You can actually do most of that functionality using a Joomla site and a couple extensions to extend the functionality. There's also extensions out there to make it very easy to do something very similar to Craigslist, where you have ads that can expire off, and people pay for ads, and they accept money and do very powerful things. You can compete. With
So with
sites that
Joomla, I
big
could start
with a
stands
Joomla
list?
site. Definitely.
Yes.
You can do that
Oh.
in 30 minutes.
The
30 minutes.
Yeah.
one way
You
to
mean me?
Yes.
one way to think about it is think of
control.
all the
Or
different
look over your shoulder.
think of all the different things that people do with websites. And if you tried to build one program that did all those things, it would you wouldn't have enough disk space on your hard drive to store the program.
Yeah.
So what Joomla's strategy is to have a small, what they call a core, and that's what you download from Joomla.org, and then there are 6,000 and counting extensions available that can add different parts of different needed
It sounds almost
functionality.
like a car. It sounds like that the chassis is the core, and you know,
yeah,
I'm
the drivetrain, exactly.
and
yeah.
I'm putting in. I want bucket seats as opposed to bench seats. I want a
Yep.
turn signal as opposed to not having one, sticking my arm out the window, I guess. Is that the way that is? That's what you're talking about with extensions?
It's an okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to, you get the automobile from the manufacturer, but you get the extensions from an auto shop, and you ask them if this extension compatible with my car. Would I be able to add this to my?
Okay, we have less than 2 minutes to go. If I'm out there in the public and I'm thinking, well, I don't really know, but I'm willing to look into it, what would you advise that person to do, Michael?
First, ask your hosting company if it supports LAMP, and then go to Joomla.org, click on the big button that says Download 1.6, and then read up on the Joomla.org site how to do it. Or go to your hosting company and click on the one-click install.
Or start with a user group.
Or start with a user group.
There's some
Excellent
good-
answer.
There's some active local user groups. The Bellevue group is meeting every week on Thursdays. The Seattle group will do a periodic meeting. There's a very active mailing list there. It's really easy to find someone to help you if you just want to ask, hey, can Joomla do this? Or should I be using Joomla for that?
I mean, is it really as simple as what you gentlemen are saying?
Yeah, on joomlaseattle.org we have a mailing list. You can sign up for the mailing list and immediately be in contact with over 100 users in the local area that will emphatically respond to any situation. So it's just that great of a community.
And it's a free content management system.
Right. And say you're a business or an organization and you have a website you're not happy with, then it's a great thing to say, you know, can I do this in Joomla? And if you don't want to do it yourself, you can hire somebody to do it for you.
And the business I used to be with, if the day ends in Y, I'm not happy with a website. We've got to go. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Joomla.org, you'll learn a lot. Take care.